Hey guys, welcome back to Sesh. I have a special guest today, Julio Garcia. He is a foodie by heart. He owns his own company. He's the CEO and founder of Foodie Clan Incorporated. We have become mutual online friends in our Discord. Julio, it's your spotlight.
What's up, Kat? Thank you so much for having me here. Very excited. I like this. I like this spot. Like how you're reaching out to more people and to with these interviews. I think this is going to be pretty awesome, and I'm flattered to be one of your first guests. So thank you for having me.
I know you're my first guest. I'm very excited. I'll be honest. I had to social media stalk you because I needed to find a good photo. But then I also wanted to learn more about your company too. So it's called Foodie Clan Inc. It's a startup app, right? Do you want to tell us more about it, your business?
Well, Foodie Clan, it's a platform that started as just like a social network that connects small family-owned restaurants with foodies, and it's kind of like a directory where you can also have like a social profile. So anybody that interacts with Foodie Clan, they can create a profile, they can post their pictures, put a profile.
So it's like an Instagram for small businesses,
I would say it's like a mixture between Yelp and Facebook together, where you can everybody has their own profile. You can put your social links. You can check in at the restaurants where you're eating at. Like you can do it pretty much everything that you can do on Facebook. Plus the ability, for example, that is connected with the business directory. So, for example, let's say there is a restaurant that you really like, and you can get that restaurant and add it to your favorite list on your profile. So people that follows you can see, these are Kat's favorite restaurants, and that's where she's been to. Or if you're looking into creating a list of places that you like to go visit, and you getting some ideas from other people, you can create a to-eat list, kind of like a to-do list, but I call it a to-eat.
Ooh, yeah. The husband and I are like big foodies at heart. I was telling him, prepping for this interview, and he's like, "What is this guy all about?" And I was like, "Oh, you love him. Like, he goes out into his own community and he reviews like restaurants and with his wife. They're like a kick-ass team." I was telling him, and I was like, he went on his own. He went to download your app, and he was like, "Oh, well, it sucks they're not here close to us." I go, "Oh, he's probably working on it."
Actually, the app is set up to become like a national app. Right now, I just push like locally because like I'm doing like one of the things that I added to the services with Foodie Clan is the food delivery system service. So it's kind of like a DoorDash, but I'm deciding to create something more to reach out the community. Like, for example, one of the things that first inspired me to add that feature into the Foodie Clan is like, you know how TikTok, Twitter started that first, where if you want to get verified, you pay like an $8 a month membership, and you get a verify. You know, that little blue check mark.
Yeah, you pay for the service in which to reach your better audience or
Exactly.
your customer.
Yeah. So personally, like when I first saw that option, I was like, well, I mean, that's kind of like just paying for status. Like, like that's how I saw it. So I wanted to create something where he had a purpose on it, and something that could actually give back into the community. So one of the cool things that I added into Foodie Clan is, for example, you want to get verified, you want to get that red check mark. It's not blue, but it's red. And that actually puts you not like a verified user, but more like a VIP foodie. Now, the perks about that, it's like, let's say you are discovering new places that are joining the platform, and we give the opportunity to each restaurant that when we add them to our platform, we ask them if they would like to be part of the VIP deals. In that case, it's like they can give.
It's more of an incentive for them too to reach their customers, to reach their target audience. I think it's cool. It's like a tier program too. So like some platforms have it where if you just like how we do on our platforms, you subscribe, you get a certain amount of this if you do this. So the business owners get more of a perk and an incentive to go to those higher tiers because they're going to reach more of their customers.
But
right?
There's also something cool behind this because like what we're doing is when the foodie's paying the subscription, you go and you visit a restaurant and you notice that they have a VIP deal. You go and you show them that you are a VIP foodie. So when that's already connected, what we're doing with the subscriptions, 50% of the subscription will be donated to nonprofit organizations, especially that are the ones that are helping people in need of food and shelter. But
I love that. That's great.
When we make that donation, we make the donation not under Foodie Clan, but we make it under the participating restaurants. So,
that way they're more connected to the community that they're
when they're giving a discount, they know that it's not just going to be, just a discount, but it's also they're being part of the donation. So when we make that donation, we make that donation under each participating restaurant, and every month they're getting a paper saying, like, hey, you donated this much to this organization, and at the end of the year, they're gonna be able to turn around and deduct their taxes because they made some donations through.
Yeah, that is very beneficial, those tax breaks, and being able to also, it helps those restaurants integrate more into their communities and they're giving back. It's helping the less fortunate, because I know from personally, you have a very kind heart, and I love that you have a very kind heart, and not many people in this world are kind at all, like pure kindness.
That's actually one of my main goals with this platform, is to lead people into becoming more generous and more kind, because that's unfortunately something that is that people are lacking these days. There's not enough compassion, empathy towards people. It feels like everything is too robotic, everything is too fast, and sometimes you don't really care about what's going on in people's hearts. And I mean, seriously, one of the things that I did with Foodie Clan is like that mentality in mind, that pushing irrational generosity, kindness, and just being more show more empathy towards people.
Yeah, I actually like that, because not a lot of people have human kindness. But you also run this company with your wife, right?
Right now, yeah. Right now, it's just like a 2-person team, and we have about 6 restaurants that we're getting ready to start doing deliveries for the restaurants. Because one of the things that we decided to do with the platform is, so like it has like you sign, like the business sign up for free. Like they don't pay anything when they sign up, not even for the delivery service. The delivery service is where we kind of start making our money with each restaurant that we're helping, but we made it very generous too for the restaurants, because I don't know if you know, but a lot of these other platforms, they charge like an up to 30% commission
on top of like an entry fee and everything else,
and then plus delivery fees and everything. So I noticed like these corporations, like these big corporations, they're too greedy, and they don't have space with towards being generous towards their customers, not even the restaurants. So
because it's all about making your profit margins.
And look, like if you look on any social platform, but right now on TikTok, there's something super crazy going on. Like if you search no tip, no trip, you'll be amazed of how many people are recording videos bashing customers because they didn't left any tips, or because like confronting them and throwing their food on their face and things like that, which is not the customer's fault. Wow. And I want to create a platform where first of all, like we have to really look at who should we blame about this going on, because if you're getting mad that DoorDash is only paying you $2.50 to deliver somebody's food, and that person didn't left a tip, but DoorDash is like if you listen to this again, they only
they get Yeah, so like if they have, say your order's like $18, that driver will only get $5 of that order for delivering it, and then the company
Not
profits
and
the
not even
rest.
$5. I think the minimum that they pay is like $2.50, and I heard Uber Eats is like $2.
Ooh.
So basically, they want to use you like a waitress, like a server, where you will like only depend on the tips. So
Yeah, I've lived as a waitress. I've lived on here in Arkansas. If you are a waitress, you get paid $2.76 an
yeah,
hour.
because
An
you only
hour.
pay by the
I worked at
tips.
a Waffle House and I lived off my
And it's
tips.
crazy. Like personally, it's not a livable wage to kind of like depend on people's generosity, because then you're gonna be expecting from everybody, when in reality a tip has always been thought to be optional. You know, so
Yes, it's always been optional, but it feels like there's that stigma to make it mandatory. Like I'll go and my husband and I, we will sit there and we have that conversation, a little banter over the table when the check comes. Where how much are we
yeah,
going to leave a tip? Did they come by a certain amount of time? Him and I have made our own little mini criteria. Okay, if you came back twice to check on me, I'm gonna leave you at least $1. Or I'm gonna try to, if sometimes I can't because I went out on a dream and I was like, I only got $20 to feed my kids tonight. That's all I spent it all.
yeah. No, and I get you, but one of the like what I decided to do with the platform, it's for example, we do charge a 15% service fee to the restaurant, but we also
Mm-hmm.
kind of help them out where they don't have to pay that out of pocket. We just basically have like a markup on their prices, so that
Oh, so is it like a mini upfront loan that they kind of get from you from your company? It's like okay, we're gonna front the startup of you
that
being on our platform, and then those fees and those things, your
yeah,
tithes will come.
and we're basically doing it like that, and they will end up paying $2.25 for every $100 that we help them bring into to the restaurant. So it's a
Okay.
really minimum fee that they end up paying, and then on top of that, we are paying our drivers 100% delivery fee. So
Oh
they
wow,
will
that's
keep
great.
100% of the delivery fee. Well, technically it's 95, and I'll tell you why in a second. But it's up.
Well, yeah, you still need to make your
Oh,
little
like I'll tell you what
profit.
we're doing. Like we're actually like our money is not being each delivery. I sold that the
Uh-huh.
motor and the engine of these services, the drivers, and if I have no
Oh,
drivers, then I don't
definitely.
have a service to offer, right?
Yeah, definitely. And especially like side gigs and side hustles. So everyone's going to kind of want to have more of an incentive to come to your platform and drive for you because it's all about word of mouth. It takes only one social media post for someone who is your driver. If they decide, hey, guys, I've driven for all these other services, but when I use this, when you use Foodie Clans, you're going to get this much of an incentive. So I think that would be great to kind of compare and contrast once it launches off. You've had like it out there for a while. You can be able to like
And the
adjust
cool thing
things.
about what you just mentioned is like the upfront, like the driver is getting like 95% of the delivery fee. That other 5% is actually being used so that, like, I understand people are only going to do this for a certain amount of time. Like, I don't expect people to become drivers for life, because I know these side gigs is like side gigs that you use so that they can help you build your dream. Like kind of like what we're doing right now. I'm outside of
Yeah,
here.
yeah, we're building our dreams. I'm a stay-at-home parent, and I've had the hard conversation with my husband. He's like, he's a blue collar man, and he goes out and he works. And he comes home and he's like, we're drowning. We're barely making it. I need you to go out and get a job. And I was like, all right, bet, cool. And then it's like, he's like, but I don't want to take away from your dream. And my dream is to be a content creator in every which way, shape, or form. So he supported me in that dream. My daughter's sick. So she just got out of the hospital last night. So he took today off work because he's like, you know what? this is your dream. You know, you have an interview, this is your dream. And I love that how behind the scenes, your wife supports you in this dream, that you guys are like a duo.
Thank you. No, just the best, man. Like, one thing I'm working on, just kind of like to give it a little gift for anniversary, which is like in November. I have a diary that I've been doing like every day and every night, and it's hidden. It's like something that I shouldn't even know about.
Yeah. Oh, that's going to be a wonderful gift, because it's more of like out of gratitude. It's like a gratitude journal, and you're just like, here's all my love. And when you have a bad day, like, here's my love.
It's not more like
I love that.
It's more like I write a list of the three things that I found out today why I love my wife more. So like, I look at the three main things that she did, let's say for example today, that made me love her even more. So it's like little paragraphs that says, 1, 2, and 3, and then it's dated by each and every single day, and that's basically like a journal that will contain like 365 days of being with you, and these are.
Well, yeah, it's like your love story. It's your love story written on paper. I'm a hopeless romantic, but I've always taught the principle of marriage is 50-50. It takes a lot of work, and sometimes you're going to have those rough patches, and you got to have a tough decision to make. We're going to make it or break it, and also to be intentional with like what's in your marriage, what works for you. The little things do matter.
So like what. Like I told you, like I understand most of these people are only gonna do this part time, but like you said, if they go on social media and be like, "Hey guys, I started driving for Foodie Clan. They pay me this. I'm making this much, or I'm making better money than whatever." If for every driver that they'll refer to our platform, this is not gonna be like a one-time bonus and that's it. No, that 5.
Oh, so they get referral bonuses, just like any other.
That 5% that I'm leaving behind is so that I can pay 5% every time the driver that you refer goes out and drives. And let's say you refer somebody that is making $500 in a week on delivery fees.
Ooh.
Then you're making $25 every time they make $500. So.
Yeah. Also, it makes, if your drivers are happy, your customers will be happy, because I've had some deliveries where they're just like, here's your food, bye. And then I've had some great deliveries where they're just so kind. Oh, I got you some extra napkins. I didn't even ask for them. I didn't even know I needed extra napkins. Thank you.
Yeah, so I'm a very believer about that. When you take care of your team, they will take care of your customers. So I will put my team first. And that's one of the things that I did. So and the drivers are not the only ones that are actually going to get that incentive. Like actually anybody, like once you join the platform of Foodies, you get a referral link. So anybody that you referred into Foodies Clan, you're going to get an incentive whether they become a restaurant. If they become a restaurant, you can generate up to 3% of all the total sales that we generate through the platform. You can make 5% for every driver that you refer. You can make 10% of all the sales that go through the platform. Like if you become a VIP foodie and the friends that you're inviting into Foodies Clan become a VIP foodie, then you'll make 10% commission on every person that is an active VIP foodie.
Oh, wow. Does that also, do your VIP foodies, do they actually get to recommend other restaurants like that are in your platform that the restaurant hasn't met up with you or anything, but they can like contact support, but like, hey, this is the hot spot in town and everybody needs to know about it? Because I'm always looking for the next hot spot. I'm a foodie at heart too. I love to just tear it down. I love to find the best tacos or the best hamburger in town. I always find that it's like the little mom and pop hole in the walls that are the
that's
best.
One of the things why I'm doing what I'm doing with Julio the Foodies. Like if you go to my platform where I'll go and review the restaurants, I'm doing this so that I can set an example of how anybody can actually join Foodies Clan and do this. Because like if you go out and do this, like where you go and review business, it's not like you become a competition. I actually like I understand that dining into all of these places, you're making an expense because it's costing you money. It's not like that you go into.
And it's also an experience. It's an expense and an experience. What I like what you're using with your socials, if anyone wants to follow Julio, it's called Julio the Foodie on all socials. But what I love is that you do these restaurant reviews and you bring us in, like, as we're sitting at the table, and like you become your own foodie influencer for your platform. And I'm just so here for it. I'm like clapping in the background.
And one thing I decided to do as well, because like we've always done it, but I just feel the need like to kind of like start pushing that out there. I'm a firm believer of God, and one of the things that I like to do for every place that we go into eat is not only pray for our food, but pray for the whole business, for everything that is going on. If they either, like, if I can see they're probably struggling, I've been to places where it's Saturday, it's 5:30, about to be 6 p.m. dinner, and nobody's walking in. I know they're struggling with sales, so. Hopefully with the video that I'm making for them, I can, bring some people into their place. But most of all, putting the whole business into God's hand is something that really is just pushing me into doing this. Now, Foodie Clan is just a whole platform that is basically helping me make this in a bigger scale into anybody that likes to be generous, that likes to be kind, that likes to support, that likes to, like being out there locally. They can also use this platform of Foodie Clan to help their local community. So, like you say, like
what I love. Oh, sorry. What I love is I was scrolling through your website, and at the bottom there's a scripture, and I love that you can intervene, because we all know you're a man of God, and your faith, and it is really, you pray. Your wife prays without ceasing. You really put your effort and your walking with God into it, and I love that, and I love that beautiful touch that if you click on it, I was like, oh, it's a link. So I looked, and it's the whole scripture, and it's entirely it's Psalms. Oh, sorry. Yes. So what is the significance behind that scripture for you while you integrate into your business? That basically
became my scripture on how I live my life. Like, I put God
That's deep.
as my pastor, as my leader, and I'm basically just following his path. And as long as I stay in his path, I'm not gonna lack of money, food, shelter, and just by staying in his path, and by staying in his path is meaning you're also doing what he was doing. So when Jesus was here, one of the things that I noticed is like he was going towards the broken, towards people that needed him the most, and I want to model that.
He was.
I don't want to like make it sound like, oh, this dude's trying to become Jesus. It's just like when you are a truly follower of God, you just want to model that completely.
Yeah, you want to model the righteousness that comes with it, and the humbling. Just like you, I have a prayer for my life. It's Jeremiah 1-5. God, known you before you were in your mother's womb. So for me, I take that as the Lord. I went through a lot of trials and tribulations. I found God at the end of a really terrible time in my life. I was an addict. I had someone come to me and was like, come join church. And I'm like, I really don't, God is not the one thing I want right now. I want, to be in my addiction. And I showed up one morning and I really reevaluated. And that was when I went through they had a women's program, and I got sober and everything. And one of the good things is the pastor, the program, he would come in and when you got to your like 1 year mark of being sober, he would fast for you for a week and get like a scripture from the Lord for you. And I was so excited to get mine. And for mine, he was like, no, God told me you got to fast with me. And I was like, are you serious? Like, I did a fast. Never have I ever fasted. So I did a sunrise, sundown fast. I was so hungry, but I fasted, and that was the scripture I got. And so I take it as, you knew my potential before I even walked the earth. You knew my potential. And I'm going to go through those trials and tribulations, but it's going to show my potential.
That's really powerful.
Sorry, we got real deep.
It's just, it's part of it, and it's a good thing that you mentioned that a lot of people think that because you're in the bad, I would say, not in the bad side, right? But like you don't feel the right person to go to church because you're like, I'm not within what God's way, so I don't want to get close to God right now. But the other day I heard this in a video, and then they asked, they say, and let me ask you, that way you can let me know. But when you go shower,
yeah,
like when you take a shower, do you clean yourself first? And it's like, no, it's just like you just jump in the shower, right? The same thing is going to God. You don't have to wait until your life is settled or it's uh perfect. Like,
or everything's aligned.
Wherever that's one of the songs, like that, like God loves you just as you are. So you don't have to be,
because we're made in His image, and it's multifaceted. Like, there are a lot of things. I grew up in the church. I rejected it for a long time. My grandmother was very faith-based. She believed, thing. And now that I have really had the touch on my life, I do struggle going, having to think. But one thing someone reminded me a long time ago is my walk with God is going to be totally different from somebody else's. So stop comparing it. Stop comparing crosses. Pick it up. Keep going.
Yeah, that's so true. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much Foodie Clan. Like everything, like everything that I'm doing with Foodie Clan, is just putting it.
So how do you balance your life with the kids and everything, and still running this business full time, and you still got to put food on the table and figure everything out?
Well, thankfully, what we're doing, like we go out and we clean homes to kind of like make money for our bills and stuff. That doesn't take much time because we can go out, clean the house. We try to do like one, maybe two the most per day, and I know that will like help us get by with bills. So I have pretty much the rest of the day to just focus on the app, building things, and right now what I'm doing. That's why I decided to add these like incentives where anybody can come into Foodie Clan and make money, so that I know right now God is putting like some amazing people in my path that they like what I do. They're passionate about helping people, and they willing to join just because they see what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And right now, like for example, as I'm about to launch here in Waxahachie, he's also going to be launching in Oklahoma City because when I spoke to a couple of people about this, they live in Oklahoma City, and they were like, "Dude, this is awesome. Count me in." And they were just gonna do it out of heart, just so that they can go out and let people know. But I felt like, wait, like if you really want to do this, let me put up like a business model type where you can also make some money. So they
could be part of the whole experience. Also, I feel like if they're out there going out and wanting to do all those things for you, it's going to be better for your platform in a sense of they genuinely believe in your product. They genuinely believe in your mission. And you find people that are just as passionate as you are, it will thrive. Because some people are just living on a dream, and it takes little but most people don't think that your dreams don't just happen overnight. You just don't wake up and whatever you're passionate and want to do, it takes time. So I'm glad that you are telling us like, hey, yeah, this takes time. There's a lot of moving parts that are involved, but at the same time, you see what you have already grown. Like you get to see your growth, you get to see the seeds that you've sown, and the connections and the people that you've connected with.
It has taken time. Like I think I've been working the app for the past 2 years, and just playing with the little, testing it and building the software. But I think right now I'm experiencing that coming out of behind my computer, because I was always more like, just coding and making everything and building everything.
You're the behind the scenes guy, so now you got to be like up front, in front of the camera. That takes a lot of time.
I'm still in practice. Like yesterday when I got on the live with Cass, I was nervous. I told her, I was like,
I saw that you were a little nervous. I popped in and Cass was like, I told her I wasn't gonna come on because I was on the way to the hospital. And we got out. I was like, oh, I was able to still catch them because I figured you would be a little nervous. We went live the other night too. It was very spontaneous. I was just so excited.
The floors and all that. I was like,
okay. Yeah. I was just so excited because I've been prepping for this interview and I've been really excited. Our whole content creator community that we're a part of. Shout out to Cass. If you want to follow Cass, Creators by Cass. She's like our proud social media mommy. She's been rooting us on. She's really brought a lot of creators together, us included. So now they have
that today. It's like, it's so amazing how everybody just came together. Everybody has their own niche. She's not pushing us to do something, that we don't want to do. Usually a lot of these people that will teach you about social media, they're just trying to recruit.
Yeah. They try to fit you in a box. She's not trying to fit us in a box. She's like, actually, you're like 1,000,001 boxes. You can be whatever you want to be. She's just trying to teach us those little tips and tricks. Not a lot of people can understand an algorithm or like the tech side of things. Maybe you can. You and her can vibe more about that. But me, it's more of like, I was a content creator in 2017. I took a break because I had a lot of things in my life. And then I got out of a really deep depression. So much so that I almost ended my life. And I was like, my husband's like, okay, we're going to get you in therapy. We're going to do this. And he's like, you need to find something that you're passionate about. He goes, no, he put on my old YouTube channel to clown on me. And he's like, this is the most I've ever seen. I've never seen you in real life this happy. I was like, what? He goes, the whole time we've been together, I've never seen you this happy. He points at the TV and I was like, well, I was young, stupid, single, living my best life. He goes, no, you're making content.
I like that he brought that.
So I just...
I'm pushing to doing that. That's awesome.
Yeah, he's my number one hype man. He's my number one hype man.
That sometimes that's the only person we need by our side helping. It's
definitely.
I told her, it's like, I really don't. It's not I don't care about. I care about my followers. I just don't care about the number, because to me it's more like, even if I only have one follower and that one follower is you, I'm still going to be doing what I like. Because...
Yeah, I had to be put in that perspective, because at first I got fixated on the numbers. I was like, I made it for a good 3 months where it became my identity. It became my value of my self-worth. I had imposter syndrome real bad. And Cass is the one that reminded me. She's like, think about it. If you got 30 views, that's 30 people in a room that are listening to your TED Talk. Well, that's your TED Talk is your video. And she's like, oh my God, that would
the
mean
more
so
value
much
that you bring to the table, trust me, it's a lot of friction, because people won't really like, the only people that are going to be interacting with your content is the people that truly likes you. And that's the people that you should care about. I've seen content creators like the other day that got not in trouble, but I just joined a live. Apparently he was like a millionaire or something like that. And I've seen most of his lives, and every time I've connected, he was talking about join VIP, pay $67. Let me know when you join. And I'm like, this dude is just selling. So I told him, like, hey man, I would like to know, like, what kind of value do you offer, or do you have any testimonials of people that have joined your platform? I don't see nothing. Like, I just, every time I see you online,
it's just a sales gimmick? Like selling. Was it just like a sales pitch?
So apparently I became his worst enemy. He's like watched my videos. He started following me.
But that's how you know you made it here on the internet, though, is when some people have hate towards you or you just don't vibe. I've reached that point. I had someone come into my DMs because I had shared that, hey, some moms deal with depression, and sometimes you don't want to be here anymore, and it's not that I don't love my kids anymore. And I had someone be like, how dare you? You're so selfish. I go, you don't understand what was in my mind at the time. You don't understand my life. You just popped in for a 5-minute, little TED talk of me just having a bad day. But I've had to be put in that perspective of oh, you made it. This is your make it moment. Because if you're not controversial to somebody, then there's no room for an actual conversation. And
it's something to watch for too. Look at most of these accounts that supposedly has 130, 200,000 followers.
Most of them are bots, probably.
Look at the views, look at the likes, and there's not really much engagement. So it's nah. Numbers just really don't matter. It's just more about the engagement.
Yeah, because I've struggled with that. It was being a content creator for 8 years. Is I've done a lot of things to be engaged with my audience, but you evolve. I've gone from platform to platform. I've started out making anime reviews on the internet. I would go to conventions and do that. I had a makeup channel for 3 months. Right now I'm doing mental health content. I'm more of a mom. The podcast is launching off really well. So I'm this weird mom podcaster influence. It's just weird. Yeah.
Trust me,
but I'm just,
I'm happy to, to be invited into your show whenever you want.
Okay.
I help you
That's
push
fine.
it out and know about what you're doing.
Yeah, I want to invite more creators on here. My sister, we started this on an afternoon. She's going through some things in her life. She's growing up. She's 19. I'm 27. So she just needs a mental health break from the podcast. So I was like, all right, cool. If it's okay with you, I'm going to invite people. I'm going to stay up at 2 o'clock in the morning and make some weird podcast episodes. Like the episode that came out this Wednesday, it's called Cat's Stoner Playlist. I literally have a sesh and I show you guys songs in my playlist. But it took me 10 days to produce because when we produce a episode, it's me and her, and it takes us maybe an hour to record. And I made an episode and I went through the whole thing, and then my mic wasn't on. I was like, oh man. Went back at it the next day, and I was I recorded and I was really strong and passionate about it. When I looked at the record time, it was 5 minutes of audio. I was like, are you serious? I'm thinking I'm talking for 20, 30 minutes, thinking, no. So it took me some time. I skipped a week in producing that, just one episode.
No, but I like it. I'm glad I'm being part of this. So definitely.
Well, I appreciate having you on. If anybody wants to go follow Julio, it's called Julio's for Foodies. And we can download the app. Julio the Foodie, sorry. And we can download the Foodie Clan app on the Play Store and Apple.
For Foodie Clan,
okay, so it's in there.
You'll find it. It's a red and black logo, kind of like a box where the F and the C are in the box.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, thank you for coming onto the pod. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much, Julio, for being my first guest.
Thank you so much for having me, and I'm really happy to add some type of value to your listeners. Bye.
All right, thank you.